Hello students, today we'll see the second unit in geography, that is lithosphere 2 exogenetic processes. Introduction. The earth is a dynamic system that undergoes various changes due to internal and external processes. The continuous interaction of these two processes controls the structure of the earth's surface. The external processes are the consequence of solar energy and gravitational forces, whereas the internal processes are an outcome of the earth's internal heat. So the external and the internal processes, so these two processes control the structure of the earth's surface. So what are all the external processes? The external processes are the solar energy, the gravitational forces. Okay, the internal process, that is the process which happens inside, or the internal heat of the earth. Exogenetic process, it is divided into two, that is weathering and mass movement gradation. So weathering is divided into three, that is physical, chemical and biological weathering. Gradation, that is degradation and aggradation. Weathering. Weathering is the breaking, disintegration and decomposition of materials of the earth's crust by their exposure to atmosphere. There are three types of weathering: physical, chemical and biological weathering. So the earth's crust is in direct contact with the atmosphere. So due to this, the rocks which is in the earth's crust or get into the process of breaking, disintegration and decomposition. So this process is known as weathering. There are three types of weathering, that is physical, chemical and biological weathering. Physical weathering. It is the breakdown of rocks without changing their chemical composition through the action of physical forces. The constant freezing and thawing of rocks during the night and day leads to the expansion and contraction of rocks. Cracks are formed and disintegration occurs eventually. Exfoliation, block disintegration, granular disintegration, etc. are the different types of weathering. So what is physical weathering? It is the breakdown of rocks, but it is physical weathering, no. So the chemical composition will not change. So without changing the chemical composition, through the action of physical forces, the breakdown of rocks will happen. So that is known as physical weathering. So during the day and night time, it leads to expansion and contraction. So during the daytime, due to overheat, the rocks will expand, and during the night time, due to the cool, the rocks will contract. So this leads to form a cracks, and then it forms the disintegration. So exfoliation, block disintegration and granular disintegration are the types of physical weathering. Exfoliation. The alternate heating and cooling on rounded rock surfaces leads to the peeling of rocks layer by layer like an onion. This is called exfoliation. Sheeting and shattering are the other forms of exfoliation. So due to the heating and cooling on the rounded rock, see, if a rock is like this, the top surface of the rock will comes layer by layer like an onion due to the heat and cool. This is called exfoliation, and sheeting and shattering are the other forms of this exfoliation. Granular disintegration. Granular disintegration takes place in crystalline rocks, where the grains of the rocks became loose and fall out. This is due to the action of temperature and frost. So granular disintegration, so this process takes place especially in the crystalline rocks. So the rocks will disintegrate into a small particles, okay, and it became loose and fall out. So this is due to the process of temperature and frost, due to the process of heat and cool. This is known as granular disintegration. See the picture. The rocks will break down into small particles and it will form a hole like this. Block disintegration. Repeated expansion and contraction of rocks during day and night respectively causes stress on the joints of the rocks, which results in block disintegration. So block disintegration means, see this, the whole block is breaking, that is disintegrating. This is block disintegration. So repeated expansion and contraction due to the day and night time. So this causes stress on the joints of the rock. See here, initially the cracks will form and then the rocks will disintegrate like this. This is known as block disintegration. Chemical weathering. Disintegration and decomposition of rocks due to chemical reactions is called chemical weathering. This is predominantly high in the hot and humid regions such as the equatorial, tropical and subtropical zones. Chemical weathering takes place through the process of oxidation, carbonation, solution and hydration. The agents of chemical weathering are oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and water. So the rocks will break down due to the chemical reaction, then it is known as chemical weathering. So it takes place in the equatorial, tropical and subtropical zones. So how this chemical weathering takes place in the rocks? So due to the process of oxidation, carbonation, solution and hydration. So these are all the agents, that is oxidation, oxygen and carbon dioxide, it is carbonation, hydrogen, it is solution and water, it is hydration. Oxidation. Oxygen in the atmosphere reacts with the iron found in the rocks. Thus leads to the formation of iron oxide. This process similar to the rusting of iron. Pressure of air and water is known as oxidation, which results in the weakening of rocks. Carbonation. Carbonation is the mixing of water with the atmospheric carbon dioxide. So it forms carbonic acid. Carbonation is important in the formation of caves in limestone region. When the carbonic acid reacts with the carbonate rocks, the rocks get disintegrated. So oxygen is present in atmosphere, right? So oxygen and also iron is found in rocks. So these two reacts together and form the iron oxide. So this is the process which is similar to rusting of iron, pressure of air and water. So this is known as oxidation. So formation of iron oxide is known as oxidation. So carbonation, the short form is water plus carbon dioxide. So carbonation is the mixture of water with the atmospheric carbon dioxide. So water with the atmospheric carbon dioxide. So it forms the carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid reacts with the carbonate rocks. Then the rocks will get disintegrated. So see the picture, there is a cave-like structure, no? So these are formed due to the process of carbonation. Solution. The process of dissolution of rock substances in water result in the loosening of the rock particles. Thus in turn breaks down the rocks. Hydration. Absorption of water into the mineral structure. Certain chemicals in the rock enlarge in size in humid condition. These minerals found in the rock swell and this results in the development of cracks and the rock wears down. This type of weathering is called hydration. So the rock substances will dissolute in the water. So this is known as solution. This also creates the breakdown of rocks. So the minerals which present in the rocks, it absorbs the water and it enlarge in size. So this creates the cracks and then this leads to the breakdown of rocks. This is known as hydration. Biological weathering. Biological weathering occurs due to the penetration and expansion of plant roots, earthworms, burrowing animals and some human activities. So see the picture. Biological weathering means the root of the plants and trees. So it will penetrate inside the rocks and it will expand. So due to this and also some animals and human activities, due to this process, the rocks will break down. This is known as biological weathering. Gradation. Gradation is the process of leveling of the land by means of natural agents like rivers, groundwater, winds, glaciers and sea waves. These agents produce various gradational relief features in due course of time. Gradation takes place in two ways, degradation and aggradation. So gradation or denudation is the leveling down of the land surface by various natural agents. So what is gradation? Gradation means the leveling of the land. So how we can level the land? So by means of the natural agents like rivers, groundwater, winds, glaciers and sea waves. So the gradation takes place in two ways, that is degradation and aggradation. So for example, seashore. So have you seen the seashore? So the surface of the seashore is leveled by the sea waves, right? So this is the example for gradation. Aggradation is building up of landforms due to natural agents. Degradation is eroding of land surface. So gradation is equal to erosion plus transportation plus deposition. So how this gradation will happen? So it will erode the light weighted particles and it will transport to some places and then it will deposit. So this is known as gradation. Agents of gradation. Running water. The work of running water is the most extensive among all the other agents of gradation. Rivers originate on higher landforms like mountains, hills, plateaus that receive water from various sources like the rain, glaciers, spring, lakes, etc. The place where the river originates is called a source and where it joins the sea is known as its mouth. So the running water, the river is one of the agent of gradation. So where do these rivers originate? So they originate in the places like mountains, hills and plateaus. So where do these mountains, hills and plateaus get the water? So it receives water from the rain, glaciers, spring, lakes, etc. So the place where the rivers originate is known as the source of river and the place where the river joins the sea is known as its mouth, that is river mouth. Courses of river. Rivers generally originate from mountains and end in a sea or a lake. The whole path that rivers flow through is called as course. The course of the river is divided into the upper course, the middle course and the lower course. The upper course. Erosion is the most dominant action of river in the upper course. In this course, a river usually tumbles down the steep mountain slopes. The steep gradient increases the velocity and the river channel performs erosion with a great force to widen and deepen its valley. The land features carved by a river in its upper course are V-shaped valley, gorges, canyons, rapids, potholes, spurs and waterfalls. So the pathway where the river flows is known as the course. So it is divided into upper course, middle course and lower course. Now we'll see about the upper course. So erosion is the action which performed in the upper course. So when the river flows like this, flows like a steep slope in the mountain. So this is the mountain and this is the river. When the water flows like this, the speed of the water, the velocity of the water increases, and when it stumbles like this, it will erode all the things here. No, so then it will erode and it will widen and deepen the valley. So when it is come in a strong force, it will erode all the things and it will widen the valley. So due to this, some landforms are created. So they are V-shaped valleys, gorges, canyons. So we'll study about this landforms in this lesson. So for example, theme park. So have you seen the theme park? So there is a play. So we want to come like this. So if we are starting here, the speed will be very high, and when it is coming here, it becomes low, it decreases, and finally it stops at a place. So like this the upper course will happen. The middle course. The river enters the plain in its middle course. The volume of the water increases with the confluence of many tributaries and thus increases the load of the river. Thus the predominant action of a river is transportation. Deposition also occurs due to the sudden decrease in velocity. The river in the middle course develops some typical landforms like alluvial fans, floodplains, meanders, oxbow lakes, etc. So now we'll see about the middle course. So in the middle course, the volume of the river increases. So how the volume of the river increases? So some tributaries will join the river. So the volume will increase. And also the important action which happens in the middle course is transportation. So it transporting from one place to another. And also if the speed of the water is reduced, then the deposition will also happen. So speed வந்து reduce ஆகும்போது அப்படியே வந்து எல்லாம் deposit ஆகும் இல்லையா. So deposition will also happen, and this also creates some landforms. They are oxbow lakes, floodplains, meanders, etc. The lower course. The river moving downstream across a broad level plain is loaded up with debris brought down from its upper and middle courses. Large deposits of sediments are found at the level bed, and the river splits into a number of channels called distributaries. The main work of the river here is deposition, and it develops typical landforms like delta and estuary. So the particles which is brought by the upper course and the middle course will deposit in the lower course. So main action which happen in lower course is deposition. Due to this deposited particles, the river is splitted into many channels, that is distributaries. And also the landforms which formed in lower course are called delta and estuary.